let's talk about the journey of the yoga teacher. So you are already experienced yoga teacher, you know, many methods, and we met, and I told you what I wanted to do, which is to integrate sound, vibration, and frequency, body awareness, consciousness, and breathing into the practice of yoga, and that we're going to work on this together with the handpan and other sounds. So why this experience has value for you as a yoga teacher, and why would have value for other yoga teachers that come from any other school, you know, or system of yoga? Based on everything that we have done so far, how the experience adds value to your work and to your journey as a yoga teacher?
Because it's a beautiful way to reconnect yourself and to make people reconnect with themselves, of course through movement, but through the sound. I think it's a deeper level, so we'll go a little bit deeper into the experience, I would say.
Yeah. My intention opening the school of Primordial Sound Yoga is to, yeah, certainly invite yoga teachers of all paths to experience the outcome of integration with these techniques. So I really hope for more teachers to join, you know, the workshops and participate and explore with us. But there is another level that for you and me is still, you know, planned for the future, which has to do with sound, this collection of frequencies and tones that can enhance our consciousness and awareness, our ability to connect to ourselves in a wonderful way if we use them correctly. And that's still a journey to come for that. That's the next yoga workshop with sound, you know. But there is, and you have seen this, my research have been on the geometry utilized by ancient cultures and civilizations. And I discovered these geometrical patterns that are based on human proportions, nature proportions, so that we can place the human being in those patterns, creating shapes and movements. And suddenly I discover, oh, right, this is a good map for yoga moves, for dances, for martial arts. Can we use it to read, you know, all these systems of yoga, you know, dances, body awareness movements I learned in the past? And yes, I could see the correlation between the movements, the frequencies, the elements, the principles, you know, the archetypes, and say, wow, it's like a reading tool. And
it's a mind-blowing thing.
yes, I'm still, when I think about the meaning of that, it's like finding a universal translator that gives you access to um, a body of knowledge that can give birth, going back to the point of the idea of birth, and give birth to all of these different pathways of yoga, meditation, traditions, and visions for personal growth and spiritual growth, for wellness, for health, right? So for me has been like rediscovering an ancient system of yoga, because that I think it is, you know, and for sure some people in ancient times will have this knowledge and will use some sequence of steps to develop certain aspects or in our life, to work more with the fire element, you know, and focus more on ability to transform life or to be more grounded. And then you see this DNA code appearing that generates a whole yoga system, a whole martial arts system, a dance system, like working in some elements, combining them, creating a sequence of movements that enhance certain aspect of your life with a very specific focus and probably related to the time they were, the location, the culture, right? But this whole system behind give us the possibility to go through time, to read more through time, and probably recover elements of ancient knowledge that has been lost in time. So for me, the journey is also a journey of exploration of these ancient knowledge and traditions, and what else can we read there probably the teachers in our time do not see anymore. It's not visible anymore. It has lost in time after generations. We will have, this universal translator keys to access to a deeper knowledge, beyond time. So my hope is that yoga teachers bring the curiosity, to become researchers, explorers also in this wonderful tool. But then I must ask you, when you see that possibility, because you have learned different yoga systems, when you listen to the story I just told you, how that it inspires you, what it provokes in you as a yoga teacher?
It feels really intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I'm really curious about the exploration of this research you've done. So the elements, and it really feels like it's going back to ancient times and connect with the the real yoga, or the real meaning of yoga and movements, and going really back to the roots of what generated and the different movements, different disciplines afterwards. Yeah, so yeah, I'm super curious.
Okay, it's great to hear. Yeah, and I hope we can inspire that interest, that curiosity into the yoga teachers listening to us, right? Um, I announced that some weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, I think, that we're going to offer this webinar, telling the story, showing the patterns, the geometry, and telling a bit more about the research, exploration, and the expeditions and archaeological sites, and the connections, how it came all to life, because it's a 30 years, journey for me to come to be able to say today, okay, this system is there, it's a real thing, it works. I've been validating it so many ways, in health, yoga, arts, and everywhere, and it works perfectly. So I wish that more people would join. And yes, you and me, we're going to continue the journey, and you have the possibility to explore in it more, for sure. But we'll take step by step, right? We will have to do step by step this abundant amount of information, and trying to make it in the most simple, essential way possible, so they're going to be also very pragmatic and useful for the yoga teacher to incorporate that knowledge, that ground, so that their students will, in a very simple way, go to a next level of experience, to be more immersive. I think for me in the future, thinking about the school, it's all about creating a community of practitioners and yoga teachers that would like to co-create the journey with me, right? Because this is a journey that is not about our generation only. It's a journey for the future generation. So yoga teachers that would like to see themselves into that role, of transferring knowledge and bringing it to the next yoga teachers in the future are more than welcome. And every yoga teacher that wants to dive deeper, in their own journey, certainly very welcome. So in this context, the point of co-creativity and collaboration becomes very important, communication. So I'm going to enter a very vulnerable space right now and ask you how it has been for you, the experience of collaboration and communication, co-creation process, with me since we met. And you can be fully honest, radically honest.
Communication was, I think, let me think. Conversation, I mean, every time we met and we had the conversation, it was clear and it was effective and good collaboration. Then when I can be fully honest, it's just the gaps in between. I'm having thoughts. Okay, what am I involved? What am I doing? What is it that I'm doing? Where is this journey going to, which direction? What is the destination? And, it's just, okay, I'm open, but still, there are few thoughts here and there that are in the process, and I'm dealing with that. doubts.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's normal. I think for me too, also from time to time, it's okay. What's the next step, you know?
What's the
Yeah.
next? Yeah, what's next? And what am I doing with this? You know, with the all this collaboration? Where is it leading? And
Mhm.
that's the
Um,
my thought process.
that's fair enough, and I think that's an experience that everybody has, you know, because every time that you enter something new, and there is no
There's
like,
something new here.
yeah, there is a map obviously for what we're doing, and we're following the same knowledge of the system. You know, we start with the earth element. I mean, there's a map step by step what we're building up for the school, but it's a new journey with a knowledge that's ancient, that is relatable to the knowledge that everybody has, but at the same time new, opening new doors and new experiences, creating connections. It's going to be new, it's going to be an adventure, it's going to be itchy, you know, it's going to bring us to that point of what's next, you know, and suddenly boom, something opens up. I mean, that's how has been the journey for me too, right? And um, I hope I can bring that, you know, um, surprise, you know, the feeling of something completely new arriving, and the unexpected surprise that opens your mind and your heart, and the process of discovering, you know, I think that playful experience of entering a new space, a new house, and discovering room by room what is there, it it is so empowering for people, you know, and it gives you the
Yeah,
unique journey to grow with it. It's just not, it's not a book given to you to reproduce. It should become a journey to explore and to grow, where probably somebody will say, hey, there is a new space here that nobody opened, and I check it and, oh yeah, maybe you're right, so let's go and explore what is there too. Because, you know, to be fully transparent, in these 30 years I've been arriving to so many conclusions and validations, verifications, you know, of the knowledge itself, the whole system, which make me feel fully confident. But I had that journey. Nobody else had it with me together. I have the books and publications, but honestly, to read the books is not enough. You need to go through the experience to really know,
yeah,
right? And so it doesn't matter that I have so many publications, just to share the information won't be enough for people to get there. Yet I see this background knowledge as so vast and wonderful, that when I go immersive, and every week I do that, to go deeper into the knowledge, to try to explore more, it's like it's never ending. You know, it's never ending how much knowledge is under it. So I'm sure when we come into this collective effort and we start exploring more and more and more applications, it's just going to come something wonderful, a fountain of knowledge and discoveries and insights, you know, coming out of it. So I'm really looking forward to the next stages in the process. And I think it's great that you feel like, oh, it's just something new coming and how it goes. I think that should be the way to
I
go.
think, thank you for that, because you are taking me out of, sometimes I can be lazy too, like everyone is in the comfort zone. I know what, my surroundings, but you are, yay, there is something more. So just be open. And then that's what you're teaching me now.
I'm glad to hear that.